Headmaster, Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. Headmaster, Albus Dumbledore. Order of Merlin, First Class, Grand Sorcerer, Chief Warlock. Supreme Mugwump, International Confederation of Wizards. Dear Mr. Potter, we are pleased to inform you that you have a place at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. Please find enclosed a list of necessary books and equipment. Term begins 1st of September. We await your owl by no later than 31st of July. Yours sincerely, Minerva McGonagall, Deputy Headmaster. Headmastress. Questions exploded inside Harry's head like fireworks, and he couldn't decide which to ask first. After a few minutes, he stammered, "What goes it mean? They await my owl?" "Galloping Gorgons. That reminds me," said Hagrid, clapping a hand to his forehead, with enough force to knock over a cart horse, and from another pocket inside the overcoat he pulled an owl, a real, live, rather ruffled-looking owl. A long quill in rolled parchment, with the tongue between the teeth. He scribbled a note, which Harry could read upside down. Dear Dumbledore, giving Harry his letter, taking him to buy his things tomorrow. Weather is horrible. Hope you're well, Hagrid. Hagrid rolled up the note, gave it to the owl, which clamped it on its beak, went to the door and threw the owl out into the storm. Then he came back and sat down as though it was normal as talking on the telephone. So this was the first case where a letter was given to an owl and sent to somebody. Harry realized his mouth was open and closed it quickly. "Where was I?" said Hagrid. But the moment. Uncle Vernon, still ashen-faced, but looking very angry, moved into the firelight. Another phrase, ashen-faced, for being scared and white. He's very terrified still. "He's not going," he said. Hagrid grunted. "I'd like to see a great muggle like you," he said. "A what?" Harry interested. "A muggle," said Hagrid. "It's what we call non-magic folk. Like them, it's your bad luck you grew up with a family the biggest muggles I've ever laid eyes on. We swore when we took him we put a stop to this rubbish," said Uncle Vernon. "Swore he'd damp it out of him. Well, swore we stamp it out of him. Say we're going to stamp it out of him. We're going to, work him until he's no longer magic," they were trying to do. "Wizard indeed." "You knew?" said Harry. "You knew I'm a wizard?" "Knew?" shrieked Aunt Petunia. Suddenly, "Knew? Of course we knew. How could you not be? My dreaded sister. Being what she was. Oh, she got a letter just like that and disappeared off to that school. And came home every holiday with her pockets full of frog spawn, turning teacups into rats. I was the only one who saw her for who she was, a freak. But from a mother and father, oh no, it was Lily this and Lily that. We're proud of having a witch in our family." She stopped to draw a deep breath and then went on ranting. It seemed she had been wanting to say this for years. "Then she met that Potter at school, and they left and got married. And you, and of course, I knew you'd be just the same, just as strange, just as abnormal. Abnormal is just to somebody who thinks they're abnormal, they're not their normal. It's a different normalcy. It's a mean word is what she's saying. And then, if you please, she went and got herself blown up, and we got landed with you." Harry had gone very white. As soon as he found his voice, he said, "Blown up? You told me they died in a car crash." "Car crash?" roared Hagrid, jumping up so angrily that the Dursleys scuttled back to the corner. "How could a car crash kill Lily and James Potter? It's an outrage, a scandal. Harry Potter not known his own story, when every kid in our world knows his name." "But why? What happened?" Harry asked urgently. The anger faded from Hagrid's face. He looked suddenly anxious. "I never expected this," he said in a low, worried voice. "I had no idea. When Dumbledore told me there might be trouble getting a hold of ye, how much ye didn't know. Ah, Harry, I don't know if I'm the right person to tell ye, but someone's gotta. Ye can't go off to Hogwarts not knowing." He threw a dirty look at the Dursleys. "Well, it's best ye know as much as I can tell ye. Mind, I can't tell ye everything. It's great mystery parts of it." He sat down, stared into the fire for a few seconds, and then said, "It begins, I suppose, with a person called. But it's incredible ye, but don't know his name. Everyone in our world knows." "Who?" said Harry. "Well, I don't like saying his name if I can help it. No one does." "Why not? Why not?" "Gulping gargoyles. Harry, people are still scared. Blimey, this is difficult. See, there was this wizard who went bad. As bad as you could go. Worse. Worse than worse. His name was..." Hagrid gulped. He swallowed very hard. But no words came out. "Could you write it down?" Harry suggested. "Nah, can't spell it." "All right. Voldemort." Now, fun little fact about Voldemort, it's spelled Voldemort, and I can't speak for the Volt part, but mort in French, which Miss Maslow speaks, by the way, if she has told you, means death. So it's a cursed word of death is what they're getting at here. Hagrid shuddered. "Don't make me say it again. Anyway, this wizard about 20 years ago started looking for followers. Got 'em too. Some were afraid. Some just wanted a bit o' his power. 'Cause he was getting himself power, all right. Dark days, Harry. Didn't know who to trust. Didn't dare get friendly with strange wizards or witches. Terrible things happened. He was taken over. Course some stood up to him, and he killed them. Horribly one. Oh, the only safe places left was Hogwarts. Reckon Dumbledore's the only one, who was afraid of. Didn't dare try taking the school. Not just and then anyway. Now your mom and your dad were good. A witch... Start over here. Now your mom and dad were as good a witch and wizard as I've ever knew. Head boy and girl at Hogwarts in their day. Suppose the mystery is why you know who never tried to get them on his side before. Probably knew they were too close to Dumbledore. There won't anything do with the dark side. Maybe he thought he could persuade them. Maybe he just wanted them out of the way. All anyone knows is he turned up in the village where you was living. On Halloween, 10 years ago, you was just a year old. He came to your house, and Hagrid suddenly pulled out a very dirty, spotted handkerchief and blew his nose with the sound of a foghorn. Sorry, he said, but it's that sad. Knew your mom and your dad, and nicer people you couldn't find anyway.